Hello students, welcome to All Force e-learning channel. This is K. Nageshwar Rao, your physics faculty. Today we are about to deal with session number 107, second year NEET, magnetism and matter. In the previous sessions, we have dealt with fundamental data connected with magnetism, and we have dealt with magnetic moment and how does this magnetic moment will change if the magnet is cut parallel to its length and perpendicular to its length, and how does the magnetic moment will change if the magnet is bent, and what is the resultant magnetic moment if two magnets are or three magnets or four magnets, whatever number of magnets were taken in different orientations. These are the details that we have dealt with. So in this session, let us proceed with a few problems. We'll solve a few problems. Okay. Before that, I will give you briefly the entire data that is connected with the numerical part. Okay. So let us proceed. So these are few points that we have covered in the earlier sessions. Okay. This is the expression for magnetic dipole moment. M bar is equal to M into 2L bar. This small m is pole strength, capital M is magnetic moment, 2L is length of the bar magnet or magnetic length, separation between south and north poles. Okay, and if a magnet is cut parallel to its length x times, perpendicular to its length y times, then into y pieces, and here x pieces. Okay, then resultant magnetic moment of individual each piece of magnet will be m by xy. This is what we have seen. And if a bar magnet whose magnetic moment is m, if it is bent such that it makes an angle theta at the center, then magnetic moment of a resultant magnet is how much? M dash is equal to 2m sin theta by 2 by theta. This is what we have seen. If two magnets are aligned such that the angle between their magnetic moments is theta, then resultant magnetic moment is under root m1 square plus m2 square plus 2m1 m2 cos theta. Okay, these are certain key points. In fact, we have discussed so many special cases connected with this one. Connected with this one also we have seen several special cases. Connected with this one also we have seen all possible cases. Okay, so now let us try to solve problems. So now let us see this question. A bar magnet of magnetic moment M1 is axially cut into two equal parts. If these two pieces are arranged perpendicular to each other, the resultant magnetic moment is M2. Then the value of M1 by M2 is. So here what was said, initially one magnet is taken, something like this. Okay, its magnetic moment is given as M1. M1 is its magnetic moment. Now what was done? Axially it was cut into two equal pieces. It is cut into two equal parts axially. It means along this direction. So we have now two pieces. One is this one, the other one is this one. Okay, this is south, this is north, this is south, north. Now what was done? These two pieces are arranged perpendicular to each other. The resultant magnetic moment is M2. So when these two pieces were arranged perpendicular to each other, something like this. Let's say this is south, this is north, this is north, and this is south. Okay. So let us say these two pieces are arranged like this. So here magnetic moment corresponding to this one will be in upward direction. Since this one is axially separated into two equal pieces, the magnetic moment of this one will be m1 by 2 and this one will be m1 by 2. Because the pole strength becomes half, length is same. Since pole strength becomes half, magnetic moment of these two individual pieces also becomes half of the original magnet's magnetic moment. So this piece magnetic moment is m1 by 2 and this piece magnetic moment is also m1 by 2. Now along this direction you have m1 by 2 and along this direction you have m1 by 2 and both are at 90-degree angle. Therefore resultant magnetic dipole moment, how much it will be? It was said that resultant magnetic dipole moment of this arrangement is equal to m2. So this m2 can be expressed as under root, since these two are perpendicular to each other, what you will have? m1 square by 4 plus m1 square by 4. According to parallelogram law of factorization, under root p square plus q square plus 2 pq cos theta. If theta is 90, cos theta term vanishes. So you will have under root p square plus q square. Under root m1 by 2 whole square plus m1 by 2 whole square. So what you will have here? You will have root 2 m1 by 2, isn't it? or this can be further reduced as, how it can be reduced, if you rationalize with root 2, you will have m1 by root 2. So this is what m2 is. Now what he is asking for? He is asking for m1 by m2. From this equation itself, what you can write? You can write m1 by m2 as root 2 by 1. m1 by m2 as root 2 by 1. So m1 by m2 is equal to root 2 simply. That is the answer. Okay. So now let us try one more question. Now let us deal with this question. The resultant magnetic moment for the following arrangement. Here 3 magnetic moments were taken. They are non-coplanar vectors. All those vectors are not in the single plane. Okay. So here this one and this one, they are in one plane. And to that plane this is perpendicular. Okay. Normal. Okay. So we have to find out the resultant magnetic moment of this arrangement. Okay. So let us try to find out. Tell me one thing. If we calculate resultant of these two, then it will be somewhere in between these two, right? Let us say along this direction. Okay. And what will be the angle between this one and this resultant of these two? It will be 90 degree. Isn't it? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to find out resultant of these two magnetic moments. This will be something, somewhere here. And then again, I'm going to find out resultant between this one and this one. Because angle between those two things is known to us. It's 90 degree, isn't it? So let me first find out this m net. So this m net can be written as under root m1 square plus m2 square plus 2 m1 m2 cos theta. So here m1 m2 both are same. So m square plus 2 m into m square cos, what is the angle between these two? 60 degree. Okay. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So 2 gets cancelled. Then what you will have? You will have m square plus these two got cancelled. One more m square. So you will have 3m square or root 3m. So this particular net magnetic moment of these two comes out to be as root 3m. Now what is the angle between this root 3m and this m? It's 90 degree. It's 90 degree. So the total magnetic moment is equal to under root. If both are mutually perpendicular to each other, how you will write? It's like under root p square plus q square. So here root 3m whole square, it's a 3m square plus square of this one, m square, under root 4m square. So the answer is 2m. So that is the total magnetic moment. Okay. So that's how if any vectors are given like this, you can handle the net moment. Okay. If magnetic moment m is there along this direction, you can imagine one magnet in that direction, and in this direction also you can imagine one magnet, and in this direction also you can imagine one magnet. Okay. So let us try one more question. Let us try this question as well. The resultant magnetic moment for the following arrangement is. So here 4 magnetic moments were given. 2 magnetic moments are horizontal, and 2 other magnetic moments are making an angle 60 degree, with the horizontal in this direction. Okay. So let us try to find out net value, net magnetic moment. Here what I'm going to do is, since these 2 magnetic moments m and m are along the same direction, I will redraw the diagram. Corresponding to these 2 m's, I will represent with one arrow mark 2m, because both are along the same direction. If they are along the same direction, theta value will be 0. If theta is 0, resultant will be m plus m, 2m. So the resultant, I am representing this as in this fashion. So here one m is along this direction, the other m is along this direction. These two are parallel because these two angles are equal, isn't it? So corresponding to these two things also, since these two are parallel, the resultant magnetic moment will be 2m in this direction. Okay. It is also equal to Okay. So what is the angle between this 2m and this 2m? Like this angle. This angle is 60 degree. Okay. So let me redraw this diagram. Okay. This is 2m, and the other one is, I will shift this one up to here. Yeah, you can move the vector in one plane from one place to the other plane without changing its direction and magnitude. So this 2m is shifted here. Okay, and what is this angle? This angle is 60 degree. If this is 60 degree, this angle will be 120 degree. So what is the angle between this 2m and this 2m? 120 degree. Okay, since the angle is known to us, can we find the resultant of those two magnetic moments? Of course, yes. So the m net value will be equal to under root 2m square, it's 4m square, plus 2m whole square, it's 4m square, plus 2 into 2m into 2m. So how much it will be? 8m square cos 120. Isn't it? It's equal to how much? 8m square plus 8m square cos 120. It's minus 1 by 2. Isn't it? Minus 1 by 2. 4z. So what you will have? 8m square minus, because one minus sign is here, 4m square. So finally you are ended up with 4m square. So the conclusion will be 2m. So this is the net value magnitude. Okay, net magnitude of magnetic moment is how much? 2m. Okay, so that's how these things can be handled. Okay, so there should not be any confusion when you are trying to identify the angle between the vectors. Okay, so that I have redrawn the diagram like this. Since these two are along the same direction, corresponding to these two vectors, you can represent only a single vector, and that single vector's magnitude is equal to how much? 2m. Okay, and corresponding to these two, this one and this one also, you can represent one single vector whose magnitude again it is equal to 2m, because these two are parallel. So angle between them is 0. So resultant will be equal to 2m, and again this arrangement can be redrawn like this. But in the examination, you are supposed to do it within no time. Very quickly you are supposed to come to this conclusion. Just by looking at this diagram, immediately you have to identify that angle between those two vectors 2m and 2m is 120, and directly you have to proceed with the calculation. Okay, so let us try one more question. Let us try this question. A bar magnet of magnetic moment m is bent in the form of an arc, which makes an angle 60 degree. The percentage change in the magnetic moment is. So what happens when a bar magnet is bent? The distance of separation between the two poles decreases. If distance of separation between the two poles decreases, magnetic length, that means magnetic length decreases. If magnetic length decreases, what happens to the magnetic moment? Magnetic moment decreases. So what he is asking us to find out, the percentage change in the magnetic moment, whether it is increase or decrease, he did not mention, but with our conceptual knowledge, we can understand that this change is going to be a decrease. Okay, it is decrease. So we have to find out a percentage decrease in the magnetic moment. Okay, so let us try to solve this one. So initial magnetic moment, how much is that? M. So when it is bent like this, making an angle theta equal to 60 degree. Okay, so what is the magnetic moment? We have to find out that. I have already given you that equation. We have derived that in the previous session. M dash is equal to what? 2m sine theta by 2 by theta. Isn't it? So let us try to find out. 2m, theta is what? 60 degree. Sine 60 by 2, it's sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Or let me write. And this theta, 60. 60 in radians, how it can be expressed? It can be expressed as pi by 3. So 2m into 3 by pi. Sine 30 is what? 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled, therefore m dash is equal to 3m by pi. M dash is equal to 3m by pi. So what we have to find out? We have to find out percentage change in the magnetic moment. Percentage change in the sense fractional change into 100. So what is fractional change? M minus m dash by m. Since I already know that it's a decrease, I have taken larger value m minus m dash. Okay, m minus m dash by m. This is what fractional change into 100. This is what he is asking for. So let us find out. Is equal to, what is m minus m dash? M dash is 3m by pi. So m minus 3m by pi by m into 100. This is equal to, if you take out m common from the numerator, both these two m's gets cancelled, then you will have 1 minus 3 by pi into 100. Further, if it is simplified, we'll get 1 minus pi. Pi can be replaced with 22 by 7. So 3 by 22 by 7, 7 goes to the numerator, 7 3s are, what you will have? 21 into 100. So this is further equal to 22 minus 21, 1 by 22. So 1 by 22, or you can finally write this as 100 by 22 percentage. 100 by 22, approximately how much is that? 4.5 percentage. So m minus, or percentage change. Percentage change in the magnetic moment is how much? 4.5 percentage. Okay, so that's how you can calculate. So let us try one more question. Now let us discuss about this question. Following figures shows the arrangement of bar magnets in different configurations. Each magnet has magnetic dipole moment m bar. Which configuration has highest net magnetic dipole moment? This question is from previous NEET examination. So here 4 configurations were given. All that we need to do is we have to identify in which configuration maximum value of magnetic dipole moment is possible. Okay, so just by looking at this picture, we can come to a conclusion. Here, magnetic dipole moments of these two magnets are opposite in direction. Okay, so net value will be 0. It was said that all are having same magnetic dipole moment m bar. Magnetic dipole moment of this one is m, this one is also m. Since both are in opposite directions, what happens? Resultant magnetic dipole moment will be 0. So just by looking at the diagram here, resultant will be under root m square plus m square. Here, whether the resultant is maximum or minimum, it is decided by theta value, isn't it? Net value of magnetic moment is written as under root m1 square plus m2 square plus 2m1 m2 cos theta. Whether net value is maximum or minimum, it is completely decided by what? Decided by theta. Okay, if theta is 0, then we'll have maximum value. But here theta 0 condition is not given. So among all these things, look at this angle. Cos 30 and cos 60, which one is larger? Cos 30 is larger, isn't it? So since cos 30 value is large in this case, okay, so corresponding resultant value will be more. Okay, so just by looking at these pictures, you can analyze and you can come to a conclusion. But let us try to find out individually what the magnetic dipole moments are, and we'll come to know which one is highest. So here m net, it is expressed as, this is m. Remember, magnetic moment's direction will be always from south to north. Like electric dipole moment's direction is from negative charge to positive charge. Similarly here, from south to north. So m net in this case, since the angle between these two is 90 degree, it is expressed as m square plus m square under root 2m square root 2m. That is the resultant magnetic moment. Or you can express this as 1.414m. 1.414m. Coming to this one, just now I told you m net is 0 here because both are opposite in direction. When they are opposite in direction, resultant magnetic moment is expressed as m1 minus m2. Here m1 and m2 both are same, so m minus m is 0. So the net magnetic moment in this case is 0. Coming to this one, how this net magnetic moment can be expressed? M net is equal to under root m square plus 2m square cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2, isn't it? So 2 gets cancelled. What you will have? You will have under root, if you take out m square common, 2 plus root 3, or I'll write here m net is equal to m into root under 2 plus root 3. Okay. Coming to this one, m net is equal to under root m square plus 2 m1 m2. m1 m2 both are same, so 2m square cos 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. You will have under root 3m square or under root 3m, or this can be written as, how this can be written? It can be written as 1.73 m. Root 3 is 1.732. Okay. So now compare all these things. Which one will be maximum? This is 1.41 m. This is 1.73 m. So among these two, this one is maximum. Okay. Anyways, this is least. Okay. Now compare these two things. Here under root 2 plus root 3 is present. Under root 2 plus root 3 is what? Under root 2 plus 1.732, which is equal to under root 3.732. Okay. Here you are having under root 3. Here you are having under root 3.732. So which one will be maximum? This one will be maximum when compared to this one, isn't it? So among all these values, for this configuration, maximum value of net magnetic moment is possible. So what is the answer in this case? This C option. This is the answer. Okay. So that's how you can handle the problems connected with net magnetic moment. Okay. Students, with this I will close the session. In the next coming session, we'll try to solve one or two problems and we'll continue with further discussion. Thank you. Thank you, students.